Welcome to Alex Nanny, the Real Women of Vacation Rentals. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie.
And we are joined today by Alex Cisneros, who is the Chief Operating
Commercial. Yeah.
Officer for Terra, and we are live here at DARM. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Alex, so good to see you. Got two Alexes now?
Yeah,
Two
it's
Alexes,
so easy.
one Annie.
Great name. Yeah.
I feel
Good
like
to be here.
I should have put them on
You
the
should
other
have,
side
yeah,
of
in
me.
the middle.
Alex, Annie, Alex.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Alex, you and I worked together years ago when you were at Wyndham, and so I feel like this was really exciting to be able to see you kind of come back into the vacation rental. You were gone for a little bit. You went to, I'll say, the dark side. You were back at the hotel world, and you came and joined us in the vacation rental world again. But tell us a little bit about Terra. It's relatively new on the scene, but not unheard of, and you're making a lot of moves, and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Terra is a company that it was found about a year ago. So we are going through the process of buying great businesses. Obviously, in our industry, the definition of great means a lot of things. So we are focusing on properties that provide a great experience to guests. It has a solid foundation. Many of the businesses that we are buying, they have amazing brands like we bought Prime Vacation Anna Maria Island. We bought Movie Mountains in Colorado, and we continue to buy businesses. We have one in Hilton Head, Cape and Coast. So we have done 4 acquisitions. We are actively looking for great businesses to buy. The general thesis here is that similar to Wyndham, when I think about my Wyndham experience, Wyndham started acquiring vacation rental companies almost 30 years ago. And it was a process that started in Europe, and we bought good businesses. I remember one of the businesses was 80 years old. So
Wow.
we are part of an industry that has been around a long time. I think the joke is that we are the second oldest industry in the world, which is great to know that. But we are going through a similar process. We recognize that the guests are looking for great experiences. There are companies also that as they get to a certain size, it's very difficult to scale. So we see the opportunity, and we have the backing of GSP, Gardner Station Partners, which is a company that has been investing in other fragmented industries. And the difference here is that we are looking to invest in companies. So, like I was yesterday talking about some opportunities that we have on AI and how we can use data. They have connections to be able to do that work. We are talking about taxes and accounting and branding and all the elements of our industry, and they are willing to give us assistance and really work with the companies that they have found. They have greater reputations. We just want to take it to the next level.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of different ways people are doing this type of kind of consolidation these days. You've got franchise, you've got this type of model, and within each there's different players. But at the end of the day, it's about trying to make the resources all work best for as a larger group. Maybe tell us a little bit about how you approach that, and like what are some of the things, the economies of scale that you're able to push down to the companies that you purchase.
Yeah, so this comes from some of the previous franchise models that the hotel industry did. You look for functions and areas of the business that are difficult to navigate and properly support. So take finance, for example. I think that's a function that it can be centralized, and we can provide support to the local teams. Revenue management is another interesting area, and we are here at the conference, so that's something that we are looking to implement more advanced tools to the existing revenue managers. Like, we have really good people in many of these businesses. They know their product, they know their distribution, so it allows us to think about, okay, if we want to bring, for example, a large AI model to train on text analytics, we can do that from a centralized place and make their lives easier. Same with picking and choosing the right revenue management system tool or the right BI solution. So we are picking and choosing what are the right technologies and functions that can make everyone's life easier. Like, by no means we want to go and centralize everything. I think that's something that over the years we have learned, that not everything can be centralized, but just picking, like, anything that creates friction is a headache. We want to be able to really have that in a central place.
Well, and I think there's a lot of friction in this business, so and I think anybody's looking for ways to remove the friction that they do have. But in terms of identifying the property management groups, what is your ideal group look like? Is there a specific location you're trying to get? Are you trying to make sure that you have a good balance between beach and ski? You know, what is it that you're looking for in an operator?
So, as I said before, I think we want to buy good businesses that have been operating long enough that they have a reputation. They need to have a good reputation with guests. They have to be part of a community where they have connections that allows us to operate effectively. That's something that we have seen with Movie Mountains, for example, and Steamboat. Some of the work that Robin and the team have done allows us to find a really good foundation that allows us to enter other markets. Similar situation with Prime and other the acquisitions. Is really when I think about our business, is a lot about people, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a very strong team, a foundation, you have a reputation with guests, with owners, with your communities. I think those are good businesses to buy. We are not necessarily focused on, okay, we need to balance beach and ski. We are really looking for the experiences that people are looking for. Like mountains is another great example that during my time at Wyndham, the Smoky Mountains in areas like that. I remember the joke, I started the industry in timeshare. So Branson, Missouri, I didn't know much about Branson. But as I started working with different sets of inventory, products, and destinations, you recognize that customers are looking to go to these places to have a good time. So I think it has to be the combination of where guests want to go, and good product, good business that we can take on, and being able to add more resources, more support, and grow those businesses.
Awesome.
Right. From a marketing standpoint, what is the plan to try and leverage the areas against, or not against each other, but to work together, right? So that people that go to the beach, they next year want to try the mountain destinations. Is there a plan to converge those?
That's actually a hot topic, and it was always a hot topic for larger organizations, whether you operate in 10 markets. Is like, how do you cross-sell different markets? The way I view it is that we have the ability to continue to build on the existing foundation. People want to go and ski and have a great time. Similarly, they want to go to Florida, enjoy the beach. We want to continue to focus on those markets and with those customers. But at the same time, I think this is another area of buying businesses that you can bring expertise. Like, if you start looking at the customer profiles, there's some overlapping.
Yeah.
And you recognize that, like, just take somebody that is spending $20,000 in a home to go and ski in Steamboat. It may be equally interested, especially in markets that you have, like Texas is the ideal market because they go north and they come to Florida. So there's some overlapping. So we are already in the process of centralizing all of the data, bringing good understanding of who are the customers, how we can leverage that information in one place so we can start eventually playing with that. The question then becomes is, what is the right message for those customers? Because they know Movie Mountains, they know Anna Maria Island, but they don't know each other.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through the process of, it's like dating. We need to first introduce them and then eventually build on those relationships.
Yeah, and on that, do you think that you're going to evolve into marketing Stay Terra, or is it going to be Moving Mountains by Stay Terra? Like, what does that look like in terms of the messaging going forward?
We're still in progress. I think Stay Terra is a brand that we want to be able to present to property managers that want to move to the next level, and we want to be part of a good relationship. I think from a guest perspective, we learned this at Wyndham, that even with a hotel brand, it's very difficult to promote a different experience in the vacation rental space. So I think we want to continue to focus on what the current brands are, continue to build on that. I think the Stay Terra decision will come later. It also is very expensive to build a brand. I think when you look at the work that Airbnb has done. I remember my first trip to Airbnb in 2013. Airbnb was not a brand, and it has taken them about 15 years to get to where they are. So it's a process, it's expensive. You need to be able to tell a story. And I think we have some good local brands that it allows us to continue to build that relationship with what we have.
Yeah, for for sure. Maybe a loyalty program in the future could tie it together from your experience on the hotel and
Loyalty.
timeshare.
That is, I
Lock
left.
them in. Let 'em out.
So I left in 2019. I came back. I'm fascinated by the number of vendors that we see upstairs. A lot of good technology, but loyalty is not upstairs,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is interesting to see that
Yeah.
that is an area that we haven't solved for it,
Yeah.
and whether there's a place for it. I think loyalty is one of those terms that we loosely use it. I think loyalty is, to me, is more in the current hotel space is more about you're just part of a club, but you're not loyal to it.
Yeah.
I think loyalty
There's no
comes.
connection.
There's no
Yeah.
connection. I think that's what is missing. At Wyndham, I spent 3 years analyzing that with the Wyndham Rewards program, and we never found a way to make it work financially because you need to replenish the cost of points
Yeah.
with the incremental demand, and the math didn't work out. And you really need to you need to almost lift demand by bookings by about 20%
Yeah.
in order to pay for your loyalty program. But there's still a place. I think there's somebody's gonna figure that out.
Yeah, maybe you guys will.
Yeah, maybe we'll be talking about that quite a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about the team that you've put together? I noticed that Wendy Glover just joined you recently. She's been, well, she worked with you at Wyndham. She's been around for the industry for a long time. But tell us a little bit about the people, the key players that are in Terra right now.
Yeah, so we have a corporate team that we are supporting. The businesses that we are acquiring is led by ML Clark. She's the president of Terra. She came from Wyndham. I worked for ML for 5 years. Before that, she was with Ritz-Carlton. So what's good about ML is that she has an emphasis on hospitality. And I think a lot of the businesses, when you see what the businesses that we're buying, is that we want to work with people that love hospitality, the complexities of it, the ability to provide great experiences. So we have a strong foundation with somebody like that and the experience that ML has. We have put different team members in the finance world. Like we have Mike Toscano, our CFO. He has led organizations on the timeshare hotels, and he's bringing a lot of that experience as well. So we are putting the pieces together. You mentioned Wendy Glover. Part of what we're gonna be facing, and I already see it, is that our industry has evolved a lot from when I left to now, but technology is fragmented. So you are solving for different components of the journey, the customer journey, by implementing new technologies and more technologies and so on and so forth. So having somebody like Wendy is going to allow us to look at the customer journey, pick the right technology. We need a platform, and we need to be able to have the right PMS. That's what was great at Wyndham. We manage 110,000 units in 32 countries with a core platform, and we want to be able to bring technology, enhance the experience, help the businesses. I don't know what that is going to look like. We have almost, I want to say more than 60 technology pieces right now in all our businesses. Now, what is going to be, what we need is Wendy is going to play a key role. We just hired somebody that is going to be leading our development team. We also are investing on other areas that are going to be centralized, providing support to the different businesses from the corporate level.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So on a daily basis, how hands-on are you with the companies?
Right now, we are very hands-on. So I can, in the commercial side, my role is revenue management, marketing, sales, technology, data, and we've been working on bringing the information into one central place. That was crucial to be able to operate and navigate quickly. So now every day we have reports and we have the ability to look at performance. On the marketing front, same conversations. Monday, we start working with each of the teams, understanding what are the plans. From the get-go, you see opportunities to enhance these businesses by bringing maybe some of your knowledge that has worked on the multifamily business, hotels and whatnot. So very closely involved on a daily basis. I think it's, as we build the team, it's going to allow the different team members to dedicate more time. I think that's something that we finish the day and we regret that we didn't spend enough time on the business today. But tomorrow, as we continue to make it more efficient, I think we will be doing more of that.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, just going back to when you purchase a company, are you purchasing them with the understanding that maybe the owner stays in for a certain amount of time, or do they exit immediately at that point? Like, or are there just hybrids based on the companies that you are purchasing?
You know, one thing that I've learned over the years is that for many people, many property owners that are selling the business, this is their baby,
Yeah.
right? So none of us are going to walk away from our baby day one. So we want to be able to have them close to us, and as long as they want to as well, because in some cases they need a break, right? And they wanna move on to the next adventure. But the ones that want to stay with us, we want to keep them. And sometimes it may be as an advisor, sometimes it may be running the company for the next 6 months, and then until we have a solid transition plan. But we definitely want them to, pick their brain and know what the secret sauce has been in order to continue to grow these businesses.
Perfect.
Let's see. What do we have till 2020?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's one thing that you're really excited about to try in 2026 that you haven't tried yet in your many years career?
I think this year for us is continue to build a platform, and I think by the beginning of next year we will be in a better place that we have the ability to anticipate demand. I think more consistently, being able to bring new customers. I'm looking forward to finding the right balance of what the mix needs to be in our business. I think the other observation coming back from being outside of vacation rentals for 5 years is that the reliance on some of the OTAs. I think there's an opportunity to continue to leverage these great brands that many of our businesses have, and really find ways that we can connect with customers. We are already working on AI, so I think everybody now is an AI company, which is good and bad. But I think the opportunity to bring some automation into our daily lives and being able to take advantage of what AI is doing across different organizations. I think I will be spending a lot of time on that. That's part of my background. I started in this industry as a data scientist, so that was my first job for Senden back then. So seeing how all the industries are now using data and algorithms and math. I'm also a math major, so it's very exciting for me to eventually use that next year.
And did you build your own technology on top of the different PMSs that the companies are on to be able to see that type of reporting? Because that's one thing that's very hard for companies, especially if they're multi-market.
Yeah, so right now we are in the process of bringing the data into a data lake. We are using Microsoft Fabric is going to be the foundation of everything that we have. There are opportunities to bring in the right set of data. So right now we are focusing on PMS information, transactional. There's also Google data that I think is an opportunity. I think maintenance and operations and reviews, kind of everybody lives in their own world. I want to be able to bring that and create dashboards so we can anticipate what some of those challenges are. But we started with, let's bring what we have. I think we have also good partners that help us build good reports, and I think that's something that we are in early stages of navigating through what is managing an enterprise of multiple brands, multiple systems.
Yeah. So we're live streaming these throughout the day on the YouTube channel, correct? So if there's anybody in the audience, anybody watching, anybody that goes back and watching, if they're interested in maybe perhaps pursuing a possibility of exiting and getting, selling their company, what would you tell them to consider, and should they reach out to you to have a conversation about that?
Yeah, we are definitely interested in talking, and we have our Terra team here, so we are it's not just me, and definitely we have the right people here to have those conversations. We are a company that want to be able to continue to integrate businesses that are at the point that they're already delivering great experiences. They have a reputation. We don't want to come and centralize everything. Like, one thing that I've learned and throughout my career is that that's a mistake that I've made personally, that we need to find the right balance, because the experience is happening at the local level. So we need to continue to empower them. So by no means this is there's also this stigma of being backed by private equity. What I personally can say is that not all private equities are the same. And I think in our case, the backing that we have is with resources, knowledge, financial support to be able to grow these businesses. I think I've done about maybe 30 acquisitions throughout my career, and I was fascinated, find it fascinating that one business gets to a certain point and they cannot move to the next level. I think we can take help those companies go to the next level by really being good partners with them.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. This is our first ever live stream.
Thank
so
you, Alex, for being
it was great to
Thank you.
catch
That
up
was
with
pretty
you.
good.
Yeah.